Welcome to this week's episode of Kidlit 6. Each week, we get to spend 6 minutes together connecting with authors, celebrating book birthdays, and discovering lots of great books. As a reminder, all the books mentioned in today's episode are listed down in the notes below. So if you hear about a book that sounds interesting and you think I might want to read this, you can look down there to get all the information on how to get the book and how to connect with the author. Now, this week, we're going to do another Would You Rather question with some authors. Our question this week is, would you rather see a giant ant or a tiny giraffe?
So to be honest, a giant ant sounds horrifying, but a tiny giraffe sounds kind of cute. So I think I'd go for the tiny giraffe.
My gosh, a tiny giraffe would look so cute. But I'm one of those people who will never squash a bug. I am always fearful that I'm stepping on things, on little beings and hurting them. And so I think I would be very scared of accidentally stamping on this really cute tiny giraffe. So I'm gonna go with giant ant.
I would want to have a tiny giraffe because that might be the cutest thing that has ever happened. And I could have it with me on this writing desk with me all the time. And it would be my favorite thing. And I would just go everywhere with this tiny giraffe.
Giraffe would be so cute.
Tiny giraffe, because that would be adorable, and a giant ant would be terrifying.
Hi, Erika Lewis here, author of Kelcie Murphy and the Academy for the Unbreakable Arts. Story about a 12-year-old girl who unleashes the greatest evil the other world has ever known and gets her first clue at who her parents might actually be. So she goes on an adventure to find them, an adventure that takes her to the Academy for the Unbreakable Arts. That is my quick pitch for the book, and it came out March 1st. Very excited about that. And I'm here to recommend another book for you, The Ogress and the Orphans by Barnhill. That is my recommendation. It is fabulous and about a nice ogress. Just awesome. And about this town that is all mixed up, and how when we stop counting on each other and believing in each other, that things can all fall apart. Anyway, I highly recommend this book.
This week's Kidlit 6 book of the week is Coup by Kaela Noel. 10 years ago, something very strange happened. A small infant was abandoned, and a group of pigeons found her and took her up to their rooftop where they raised her. Coup is raised with the pigeons, learns to speak pigeon, and survive with them. This pigeon life is the only life she's ever known, and she's lived her whole life up on this rooftop. And then something bad happens, and she has to set out to find help. She ventures out from the rooftop where she meets Tilly, a retired postal worker, who she thinks can actually help one of the pigeons. But will Tilly just be able to help the pigeons, or will she also be able to help Coup? Coup has a lot to learn about the human world, and then she's faced with the decision of would she rather stay in the human world or return to the pigeon world that she knows. The day a book first comes out is called its publication date, but it can also be called its book birthday, and since that's a whole lot more fun, we're going to go with that. So let's get ready to celebrate a few of this week's book birthdays. First up is The Last Mapmaker. This is a fantasy adventure about Sai. She is an assistant to one of the most celebrated mapmakers, and she has a glittery future. But the truth is, her father's a con man, and in their society, the social position of your ancestors means a lot. And so if the truth comes out, it could destroy her. Will she be able to keep this secret hidden? Next up is The Lucky Ones. 11-year-old Ellis Earl Brown discovers that a famous U.S. senator might actually be coming to their town in Mississippi. He's wondering why a fancy man from Washington, D.C. would want to come to their town. And then he gets chosen as one of the 5 lucky students that gets to go meet U.S. Senator Robert Kennedy at the airport. The best way to celebrate a book's birthday is by actually reading the book. So head to your local library or your nearest bookstore and pick up your copy of these books today. to research a topic, I discovered that information was sparse and I couldn't really find what I wanted to find. Do you think you can create your own sentence using the word sparse? Try creating your own sentence and then share it with us on social media at Kidlet6. We'd also love to hear what you're reading, and you can comment down below with the books you're reading right now or send us an email at the address listed below. We hope you have a great week and happy reading!